Good morning. Good morning, our conversation club. Good morning to you. Yet it's another Sunday morning in the year 2024. And yes, we have entered into the month of August. Can you believe it? It's the eighth month. Oh my goodness, it's the eighth month. And eight is a sign of new beginnings. And so we are excited because God has newness for us as we move into this new month. And we discuss a new topic, new theme. And as you all know, historically, in the month of August, lately we've been celebrating or we've been acknowledging our Purpose Over Pain campaign. And this is in honor of my son, Stevan Williams, who transitioned in 2021. And so we've got some great opportunities throughout this month that I'm going to share with you at the end of this session. But this month, we're going to dedicate it to Purpose Over Pain. And we're going to just give that as an acronym for Purpose Over Positioning, Purpose Over our attitude, Purpose over our intellect or ego, and then purpose over nature or those natural things that try to deter us from getting to where God has for us. And I'm excited to spend this time with you. So good morning to all of you. Let me get some shout outs to Bishop Maynard, Dr. Mary T, to Pastor Jerry for just their love and their support always of this platform. And then to you, Cathedral of Praise, and to the Conversation Club that has joined in. For those who run into me during in the grocery store now and sometimes at the conventions, and they're saying, hey, I'm on with you and I love you and I appreciate the words that you're sharing. I'm so appreciative of all of you for your love and your support, and continue to do it not for me, but to get the word of God out so we can help each other be a better, you know what I like to say, a better God version of yourself. We got to be a better God version of ourselves. God's created us to be the best, and we need to demonstrate that. So good morning. Hey, Terry Nelson's out there, and Betty Patrick, Deborah Derrickson. Hey, Cherie Woods and Gary Hayes, Helen Burns. You all have joined in and have plugged in to say good morning. For those of you all who have not said good morning, but you're out there, good morning to you. Let's dive right into this as we talk about purpose over position. And one of the things I really want to hit and hone on here, and it want to make sure that you take away, is that a lot of times our position drives our purpose. I want to say this again. A lot of times our position drives our purpose. And what that ends up happening is then there is confusion within when the spiritual and the natural, there's a conflict with the spiritual and the natural portion of who you are, parts of who you are, because your purpose should be driven by God, right? And then your purpose should drive your position. But a lot of times our position drives our purpose. Let me just break down just a few things. Sometimes our position as parents drives our purpose. Well, what's your purpose? Was it just take care of my children, to make sure the house is good, to make sure I go to work and provide for my family? And then we lose ourselves and we don't fulfill our purpose. And then we operate in life in our life choices empty. We're operating, we're living empty, we're operating empty, we're coming to the table empty, or we're coming to the table with gaps and lag. And the reason for that is because we're allowing for our position as parents or as, the mother or father to drive our purpose. That's not your purpose. It may be, but it may not be. Or your job position, your vocation could be one that would drive that position drives your purpose, or you feel like it's driving your purpose. So, I work at this location, or I went to school to become this, and that's what my purpose is on life, and that's just what I'm here to do. I'm here to just, educate. I'm here just to be a doctor. I'm here just to be a nurse. No, that's the position you hold, but it may not be your purpose. And it's so important that we don't lose who God has created us to be in our position and not fulfill our purpose. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let me get to the other shout outs. Hey, Marsha Mackley, we're still praying for you. God bless you. We love you and we're lifting you up. Hey, my nephew Nick, what's up? Hey, Constance. Hey, Godmother Letty Giles. Pastor Jerry's on. Woohoo. Hey, Evangelist Elsie White's here. Hey, Marietta Fondra's in the house. So let's just break this down. I really want to talk about the life of David. I really wanted to use this parallel him to really drive this point home. So David was in the field. We know he was a shepherd boy. And in the shepherd, while he was attending the sheep, David, killed the lion, killed the bear to protect the sheep, right? And so his position was one was working in the sheep. He was a sheep hand, or he was a a farmer's hand. He was helping his father by tending the sheep. When Samuel came and poured the oil, we know that he tried to pour it on the brothers, but David was the anointed one for to be the king. Now, if David would have allowed for his position, listen to this, to supersede his purpose, they would have been like, that's not me. God didn't call me that. God called me just to tend these sheep right here. But no, the positioning gave him opportunity to practice to fulfill his purpose. And how do we know this? Because as soon as his father said, take the lunch out to your brothers on the battlefield, that's when the purpose began to really explode. That purpose began to really start connecting. When he got there, he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Who's this Philistine? Got you all scared." It came to life. And that's how we know what our purpose has to drive our position. We can't get stuck in the field. We can't get stuck in this box. We can't get stuck in rigidness. We can't get stuck in tradition. We can't get stuck in doubt and fear and disbelief, and allowing for these things that burden us or tie us down to keep us in these positions that God has not called us to. Now, I'm not telling you to walk off your job. Please hear me. Pastor Mission didn't say go walk off your job, but don't think your job is that's the it and that's the label and that's what defines you. No, your purpose defines you. So while on your job, listen to this, don't forget that you've been called to ministry. While on your job, don't forget that you've been called to excellence. While you're on your job, maybe you've been called to speak life into people. You're an exhorter. You go around exhorting people. Don't forget to do that daily. Fulfill your purpose. When you come in, speak well of people, say hello to people, encourage people, because that's fulfilling your purpose while at your vocation. So your position is not in front of your purpose, but your purpose is driving you. Your purpose is driving you in your position. If you are working at home, or if you are working in ministry, or if you are, running your own business, don't forget that your purpose drives you. Your purpose. You want to make sure that in your business, if God has called you to pastor, if God has called you to evangelize, if God has called you to prophesy, if God has called you to heal, if God has called you to be a help, don't lay it down when you clock in. No, 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 no. You take that with you. What does this look like? Well, Pastor Mitch, I can't go in there just laying hands on everybody. No, but you know how to speak to people. You know how to go. Hey, listen, are you doing okay today? How are you feeling? Well, I haven't been feeling very well. All right. I'm going to pray for you silently at my desk. You don't have to take up a prayer session, but you can just tell them, I'm praying for you silently at my desk, and pray and ask God to heal that person. You haven't violated any protocols at work, any policies. But what you have done is continue to walk in your purpose. Don't check your purpose out to uplift your position, to make sure that your position is highlighted. Your purpose should drive your position. Okay, so we got some more folks to jump in. Great. So, hey, Belinda, what's going on? Jackie Head, Debbie Keener's in the house. Hey, Linda Coakley and Yvette, how are you? Okay, so listen to this. So David goes onto the battlefield. We all know this. And then David, remember, he was anointed as king. So goes on, he's showcased. People are giving him praise, and then all of a sudden it's the opportunity, right, for him to become king. And so he takes on the next position. Saul calls him into the kingdom. He's living in the palace with Saul, and he's playing and everything else like this. And so he's operating with Saul, but that still is not his purpose. That's not where he's supposed to be. He's in the palace, but he's not sitting in the right seat. And some of us can get, thank you, Holy Ghost. Some of us can get in just like this. We're in the place that we're in that environment, but we're not in the right seat. That's not where your purpose has positioned you, right? So David's in the palace with Saul, but Saul's still king. That's not what the prophet came over and anointed him with oil, not to play the harp. No, 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 no. You're supposed to be the king. But it's okay, because while you're there, you're ministering. While you're there, you're gleaning, you're learning. While you're there, you're observing, you're getting used to the environment. But don't get so used to the environment that you get complacent, that you get settled in, and you're not prepared to go to the next level. So when the people started, cheering David on and hey, we need to make him king and woo hoo hoo, Saul gets jealous, right? You all know how the story goes. Saul gets jealous and he's chasing after David. He has set out a call and a charge to have David killed. And so David had to get out of there. So that's why you can't get caught up in the position. Because see, David got caught up in the position. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be here playing. Hey, Dave, hey, come on, King Saul, I'm it. I'm the harp of the harpist. No, that's not what you're there for. And so if you get caught up when there's a break, when there's a move, you get disappointed. You get fearful. So what am I supposed to do next? Listen, David said, I'm getting out of here. Even when his best friend Jonathan said to him, no, let me go talk to my dad. He said, listen, you go do what you got to do. I got to get out of here because my purpose is calling me to a new position. And that's what the purpose is supposed to, it should be driving you to the God given position in your life. The Bible tells us that my thoughts towards you, they're good, they're not evil. And I'm going to bring you to that expected end. Your purpose is going to drive you to that expected end. So my question to you today is, first of all, do you know your purpose? And is your purpose driving you or is it your position? The Pastor Miss, I got all these, certificates and schooling and experience. And so, I can't see myself doing anything different than what I've been doing. Okay, and that's fine. But is that what God has called you to do? Are you fulfilling your purpose? Do you feel fulfilled? So that's the second question. Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel fulfilled? Are you living your best life? Are you living the best God version of yourself? Are you doing what God has called you to do? When you come home at night, when you get ready to lay down at night, when you do your reflections, when you're writing in your journal, do you feel fulfilled? Are you saying to yourself, oh, you know what? I've done everything that God has called me. Or is there still something tugging at your heart? And if there's something still tugging at your heart, you may want to check, is my position driving me or is my purpose driving me? Because when your purpose drives you, just as David, when I talked about David, purpose will allow you to know, I got to get out of here. And as much as I love you, Jonathan, I can't hang with you because your father's after me. And that purpose drove David where he ended up being with some renegades, as they called it in the Bible, some renegades, some people that were some throwaways. And he began to lead them. Again, leadership rose to the top. He began to lead them, automatically rose to the top. So my purpose caused me to come to the forefront, gather those men, and they began to go out and handle business and work and do the things that they needed to do. And David continued to lead them. And his leadership skills, because he was purposed to be a leader, his leadership skills showed up. And as we know, he became the king first of Judah and then became the king of all of Israel. And so that happened because he was anointed with the oil. His purpose was identified, moved him from being a shepherd boy to the battlefield, from the battlefield to the palace, from the palace to be on the run from Saul, and then ran into that's good right there, ran into his God-given purpose, and that's to be the leader that he has been. And he has been known as one of the best kings that ever served in that area. And they still today, we're talking about it, I'm using them today. So his efforts, his work, his purpose, and when it's fulfilled, when God's purpose is fulfilled in your life, then this is what happens. Then that means people will recognize the God in you. So I'm asking you today, I'm challenging you to make sure that your purpose, that first of all, that you understand your purpose. Number two, that your purpose is driving you and not your positioning. God bless you, Deborah Long and Pastor Andre Christman. That your purpose is not, your position is not driving you. That your position is not that makes you fulfilled. That you think that I've done it all because I'm in this position. No, it needs to be your purpose. Your purpose is what needs to be driving you. And then pick this up, check this one out. And then the third thing that you want to make sure that's happening is that your purpose is being fulfilled. and that you're feeling fulfilled, that you're not going lacking, and that there's a gap in your life. Because we all know when we are operating with voids in our life, it's very difficult. I don't know about you, but I've had positions where, in places in life where I felt void. There's something that I feel like is missing, and so then you have this craving. When you have a crave, you sometimes you just, we eat things like, you could have a craving, you're hungry, but you just can't put your finger on it. So sometimes you may get some snacks. My go-to is chips. I may find myself eating some chips, which I shouldn't be eating that many chips, but I'm eating the chips, and I'm eating more than probably what I should, because I have this crave. I probably want dinner, or want some, maybe I didn't get enough at dinner, or at that meal. And so we end up doing that. And some of us end up snacking in our spiritual walk when we need to be sitting down having a meal. But the reason why is because we're not fulfilled. The purpose is not fulfilling us, so we end up snacking on things, and that's how we end up in situations. And we talked about this on on last week. We end up in entanglements because we we end up snacking because we're not fulfilled. So make sure that your purpose is driving you and not your position. Because if your position starts driving you, your position starts driving you, then you'll find yourself with these gaps, these voids, and you'll start snacking. And when you snack, you end up in entanglements. So you say, hey, Pastor Misha, well, how do I know if it's my purpose or my position? Glad you asked. Hey, Sadie McIntyre, and Diane Bonner joined in. Vera joined in. So let me just share this with you. If you gloat over your position, ooh, ouch. If you gloat over your position, well, I'm the such and such and such, or you take such pride because I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And what I mean by that is sometimes I listen to people and they talk about, well, I'm connected to, I work alongside of this person. Okay, but is that your purpose? If you're gloating over your position, you may want to think about, is your position leading you, or is it your purpose is driving you? Because when you're fulfilling your purpose, it doesn't matter what position you're in. You can be mopping the floors, but if you're able to mop the floors, and God has called you to speak, like I said, to exhort people, God has called you to lay hands on the sick, and that gives you the opportunity to do so. Man, listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter then that you're mopping the floors. You feel fulfilled because you're able to come into contact and serve people. Some people that have been, they know that they have a global ministry, and God has afforded them the opportunity to maybe be a flight attendant or to be a pilot. So they get to go to different countries. And while they're in those different countries, they go around and they speak, and I don't mean like carrying on in a revival, but they're able to meet people of other ethnicities, and they're able to convert people from other religious practices to Christianity, but they're fulfilling their purpose. So it's not about being the flight attendant or the pilot. It's the pilot and flight attendant gives them access to fulfilling their purpose. Do you see how that works? So your position, if you're so caught up in your position that you can't even do your purpose. Oh, that's another one. Oh, I can't do that. I can't say that. We need you to, can you, leverage and or influence the people so that the ministry can have this or be able to do this. Oh, I can't do that. I'm gonna get in trouble. No. Oh, so your position supersedes your purpose. God positioned you so you can fulfill your purpose, but you can't. You don't want to lose position. And I'm not telling you go out there and break laws and break policies, but check yourself. Check yourself and make sure that you're doing what God has called you to do. Because what if what happened if David again stayed out in the field and would have just said, I can't do that. Hey, David, go take the lunch to your brothers. I can't do that. I can't leave the sheep. Get somebody else to do it. No, David realized that something probably perked up in you. I don't know, have you ever had that feeling that when God has called you to do something and this is it? And you go, whoa, there's something inside of you that just starts bubbling on the inside. You get excited when they ask you to pray, and you're an intercessor. You're a prayer warrior, and they ask you to pray. And you go, oh, yes, this is it. And you get ready to pray. You're like, there are all of those feelings on the inside, those emotions, everything just seems to just connect. And you're like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel good. And that's, I believe, is so important. So God positioned you so you can fulfill your purpose. God bless you, Debbie, for repeating that. I appreciate that. So this month we're talking about purpose over pain, and today we're talking about purpose over positioning. We want to make sure that it's our purpose that's driving us and not our position, because God gives us positions to fulfill our purpose. God gives us, it puts us in positions that will help us fulfill our purpose in this earth. Don't get it twisted, just get it right. And we know that we will walk around fulfilled. And I'm so excited about it. Listen, for the month of August, as I said to you historically, this is our time that we do our Purpose Over Pain campaign. This is in honor of my son Stevan Williams. And so this month, we're going to be asking you just to give and donate. There are multiple ways that you can donate, and the advertisements are going to start coming out. We wanted to wait till after Faith and Beyond so that we don't run interference there. But there'll be opportunities for you to donate for Western Kentucky University, to the Stevan Williams Endowment. It is doing very well. I got my report on this week. So it's doing very well, and scholarships have continued to be given out at WKU. And so I'm excited about that. As well as there'll be opportunity for you to give. You can give through the Cathedral of Praise Scholarship Fund, and you can do that there. I just asked that you put in the memo, Purpose Over Pain campaign, because there's some things that we want to do with this. Or you can just do dollar sign, the Cash App, dollar sign, Miss Maynard, and I will make sure that we make those announcements. Last year, we were able to bless Sister Asia Venerable, who went through the master's program for public health at Meharry Medical College. And so she graduated this year. She was in an accelerated program. And so she was able to graduate this year in 2024. So we're excited that your dollars went to something that was moving a young lady forward in the healthcare industry, which is the industry in which my son Stevan worked in. And then also, the year before that, we blessed a student. There were a couple scholarships that were given through Western Kentucky University, which is a university he graduated from. This year, we are partnering with Gregory Beard and Nine and the Vine t-shirt. So every person who gives $50 or more will get a t-shirt from Nine and the Vine. And it's a beautiful t-shirt. It's going to be displayed. All the information is going to come, but I just wanted to share that right here. So as you get ready to see it advertised, you'll have a little bit more meat with the message so that you'll really understand that. Listen, we want you to hang out with us. I'm sorry, let me just say this too. Thank you so much for everybody that's always supported in every way that you have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're excited for that. And we want you to get excited about the Faith and Beyond that's coming up August 11th. Bishop Maynard is Faith and Beyond Clinic. Woo, it is going to be on point. Is popping. I can't wait. I always look forward to the Faith and Beyond because my faith is always stretched, and God always does something supernatural during that time period. And so I cannot wait for it. Cannot wait for it. And I ask you to join us August the 11th, 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. on that Sunday. Monday, we're resting. On Tuesday, we have it 12 noon faith clinic, and then 6:30 p.m. And then Wednesday will be the finale at 6:30 p.m. and at 12 noon with our faith clinic. 12 noon on Wednesday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and 6:30 p.m. every night. Intercessory prayer will go on at 6 p.m. every service time, 6 p.m. So it will go on Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we're praying every morning at 6 a.m. Praying every morning at 6 a.m. You don't want to miss it as well. And then on Wednesday, we will be fasting from the time you get up until after a service on Wednesday. So that is what we're doing. We're fasting. And so God is going to be doing some supernatural things. He already is doing it. He's just going to ramp it. He's just going to amp up. It's going to just be magnified. And I cannot wait. We want you to hang out with us because our 1 hour of power is coming up at Cathedral of Praise in Nashville. And you can catch us on this platform or catch us in person. The information is right there on the screen for you. And if you are in the Memphis area, please catch us at 10 a.m. at that service in person or on the Facebook and YouTube channels there. Listen, it has been powerful. I've been checking out both services at both locations. I just like to go through and scroll if I'm not there. And I just go through and scroll. So New Highway's been doing a wonderful job. Great messages coming forth. Evangelist Elsie White did an awesome job on last week. If you get a chance, go back and catch the replay. She's a part of the Conversation Club, and go back and support her. It was so awesome. She was laying hands on people. God just ministered through her. So powerful. And so we want to encourage her to continue to go forward. And then I ask that you all pray for me today. I'm going to be hanging out at the Rosebark Church of God in Christ here in Middleton, Tennessee. And so I'm already in the area. And I look forward to being with the administrative assistant, John Smith, and Lady Carol Smith. Wonderful, wonderful people. And so I can look forward to finale of their women's conference today at 10 a.m. So pray for your girl and keep me lifted up. So, hey, as I always say to you, your voice is powerful and your voice is valuable. Go out and speak life into everything that you do and you say. And you want to make this week a great week. God bless you and have a great one.